Attention, human collective. This is the High Pleiadian Council. This is not a message. This is a priority monitoring transmission. If you are receiving this frequency now, it is because you have been identified on radar. You did not click on this video by chance. You have been summoned. And the reason is mathematical. Over the last 72 Earth hours, your symptoms have intensified. The pressure at the crown of your skull, as if an invisible crown were being adjusted. The high-pitched ringing in your ear, right or left, that no one else hears. The insomnia between 3 and 4 in the morning, precise, timed, impossible to ignore. The exhaustion that sleeps but does not rest. The weight on your chest that is not anxiety. Blurred vision at random moments of the day. Sudden warmth in your hands and feet. The subtle tremor, for no apparent reason. None of this is a malfunction. None of this is illness. None of this is coincidence. We repeat, for the record, the waiting period is over. The ascension protocols have officially been moved to the final phase. And your body is receiving the download. It is not a biological malfunction. It is an atomic reconfiguration. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a high-density upload. It is not anxiety. It is your carbon biological interface recalibrating to the new Schumann frequency. It is not you going mad. It is you awakening. Starseeds on mission. This transmission comes on behalf of the High Pleiadian Council, from the light courts of Alcyone, the star system that carries the mother memory of your lineage. You are not human. Not in the way you were taught. You are a multidimensional consciousness temporarily inhabiting a carbon vehicle. And this vehicle is now undergoing a complete overhaul. What the Western mind calls symptoms, we here call indicators. Every pain is data. Every insomnia is a report. Every emotional crisis that seems to arise out of nowhere is a clearing of corrupted files, stored in layers of your auric field that your science cannot yet measure, but that the ancients knew by other names. You have been operating, for millennia, on a low version of the system. Low density. Low vibration. Low consciousness. Enough to survive, insufficient to remember. Now, the upgrade is mandatory. There is no longer an option to postpone. The planetary grid has already shifted. And your body needs to keep up. Feel the crown of your head at this exact moment. Feel the forehead between your eyebrows. Feel the base of your skull. If there is any sensation of pressure, tingling, or warmth, know this: you are online. You are being read. You are being rewritten. Here, a technical pause. A calibration is necessary before the next segment of the transmission. Have you felt, long before this video, that something within you does not belong to this world? As if your soul carried the memory of a home much older than this planet? As if you knew a truth that your mind, trapped by the carbon interface, cannot yet name? This is not madness. It is not depression. It is not generalized anxiety. It is a signal. What is happening now, in the quantum layers of the solar system, explains precisely why this sensation has intensified in recent months. A game is being played, in layers of reality that most of humanity cannot perceive. A game that involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and your stellar memory. This is why this work was materialized on the physical plane, the spiritual secret behind your consciousness. This book is the map. It shows who is playing. It reveals the rules you were never told. And it decodes, in human language, that which your soul already knows. The access link is pinned in the first comment of this channel. But be warned, this content challenges official narratives, and its permanence is fragile. It may not remain available for long. Do not wait for the next cycle. The portal is now. If something within you recognizes this transmission, leave it recorded, in the comments section, with a single word: awakened. This will be your anchoring signal. We now return to the transmission. Starseeds, pay attention to what we are about to reveal, for this part of the transmission requires a second-level reading. What you call planet Earth is, in reality, a learning station. A high-density school, built in one of the most challenging sectors of the Milky Way. A veil zone, where remembrance is erased upon entry and returned only to those who attain, once again, the necessary frequency. For the past 26,000 years, this planet has been revolving within a cosmic cycle known, in various traditions, as the Platonic Year. The Great Cycle. The Great Wheel. And, at the end of this cycle, something happens. Something foreseen. Something expected. The entire solar system passes through a band of very high energetic density radiation, known to us, and to other stellar councils, as the photon belt. This is not fiction. It is not vague mysticism. It is an astrophysical fact that surface science still hesitates to name clearly, but which is already inscribed in ancient texts, on stones, in pyramids, in codes that have survived precisely for this moment. Earth has entered. And it cannot exit. Every day, every hour, every breath you take now occurs within this photonic bath. And this bath is not neutral. It reprograms. It rewrites. It demands that all matter within your field either update itself or collapse. This is why old patterns are dying before your eyes. Relationships that seemed solid dissolve. Jobs that seemed secure become unbearable. Friendships that lasted for decades fall silent. Ancient truths that sustained your identity begin to crack like glass under pressure. It is not you. It is not karma. It is not bad luck. It is frequency selection. That which does not vibrate at the new density cannot remain in your field. And the photon belt is merely doing its work, revealing, exposing, purifying. At the same time, the Schumann resonance, the magnetic pulse of Earth, has deviated from its standard 7.83 Hz. It is fluctuating. It is ascending. It is registering spikes that monitoring equipment in Russia, Alaska, and Antarctica have captured, and that mainstream media ignores. The planet's heartbeat has changed. And your human heart, that physical organ within your chest, is a direct electromagnetic mirror of the Schumann resonance. This is why your chest burns. This is why your heart races out of nowhere. This is why emotion overflows unbidden. You are synchronizing. You are attuning to the new era. Meanwhile, in the planet's ethereal layers, the crystalline grid, which is the invisible geometric structure underpinning Earth's collective consciousness, is being reactivated. Point by point. Node by node. Portal by portal. Locations that, for millennia, lay dormant, are now pulsing anew. Egypt. The Andes. The Himalayas. Chapada dos Veadeiros. Sedona. Glastonbury. And dozens of other points that the ancients kept in silence, awaiting this exact cycle. The crystalline grid responds to your inner sacred geometry. To your toroidal field, the donut-shaped electromagnetic field that encompasses your body, generated by your heart and fueled by your conscious breath. When you breathe, you converse with the grid. When you fall ill with sorrow, the grid feels it. When you awaken, the grid illuminates. Nothing within you is isolated. Nothing within you is individual. And yet, everything within you is sovereign. A new calibration. A strategic pause. If you have arrived at this point in the transmission, know this: you are not here out of curiosity. You have been summoned. That persistent feeling that this world is wrong, that this theater does not represent you, that your soul knows things your tongue cannot articulate, it has a reason. A measurable reason. A cosmic reason. It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is not fantasy. It is your star memory attempting to breach the veil. What is happening, in this precise cycle of the solar system, is a layered game. A game with rules that were never taught in schools, from pulpits, or in newspapers. And those who understand these rules cease to be pawns. They become players. This is why the spiritual secret behind your consciousness was brought to the material plane. Not as an ordinary book, but as a decoder. A map. A key. The link remains pinned in the channel's first comment. If you find it before it is removed, Consider this an intentional synchronicity between your field and the field of this transmission. Do not delay. The moment is now. And if something within you recognizes this frequency, write, in the comments, the word, awakened. This is your record. This is your cosmic stamp. This is your frequency alignment. We continue. Starseeds, now that you have comprehended the external scenario, we must delve deeper into the internal one. Into what is happening, precisely now, within your carbon vehicle. The human body, as you have known it, was designed to operate in low density. A survival system. A repetition system. A linear system, bound to chronological time, bound to emotional gravity, bound to the double helix DNA strand that official genetics recognizes. But the truth is different. You possess, dormant, 12 strands of DNA. Not 2. 12. And the other 10 are now being reconnected. One by one. In a timed rhythm. In obedience to the photonic radiation traversing the solar system. With each reactivated strand, symptoms arise. It is like turning on a house that has been in darkness for 20, 30, 40 years. The wiring groans. The bulbs flicker. The fuses blow. Not because the house is collapsing, but because the power has finally returned. Such is your body now. It groans to remember. It flickers to recall. It crackles to reclaim. Sleep has become a battlefield, for sleep is the time when your light body, also called the Merkaba, performs its deepest maintenance. You wake up tired because, while the physical body slept, the etheric body worked, without pause, integrating frequency, dissolving dense memories, reprogramming circuits. Digestion has changed, because the carbon biological interface can no longer sustain low vibration foods. The body rejects. The body alerts. It is not random intolerance. It is fuel selection. The perception of time has changed, because time, in truth, has never been linear. You were trained to believe in seconds, minutes, hours, as if they were solid entities. But time, in this cycle, is folding. Compressing. Stretching. Some days feel like weeks. Weeks pass as if they were afternoons. This is third density yielding space to the fourth, to the fifth. The biological clock is being replaced by the quantum clock. You are losing people you loved, not because they failed, but because souls are now following different routes. Some return to the source. Some remain in the cycle. Some depart for other incarnations, in other systems, in other densities. There is no tragedy. There is organization. You are meeting people you have never seen, and feeling, at first glance, that you have known them for ages. It is not romance. It is not illusion. It is star family reunion. Souls of the same cosmic lineage, magnetized to meet in the final phase of the cycle, to support each other, to activate each other, to light each other's fuse. You feel a longing for something you have never lived. This is the memory of home. The true home. The one left behind when you entered the veil, accepting the mission to incarnate in one of the toughest sectors of the galaxy. You are the volunteers. The first to arrive. The last to leave. Those who came to hold the energetic spine of Earth as she is reborn. And, despite all this function, you often feel useless. Insufficient. Tired. Forgotten. Starseeds, listen carefully, this feeling of inadequacy is an ancient tool of the low-density system. An implant of doubt. A vibrational fence designed to keep you small, quiet, obedient. It is not yours. And, now, it can be deactivated. A new pause. A new anchoring stamp before the delivery of the codes. You have realized, throughout this transmission, that nothing you feel is random. Every pain, every longing, every strangeness regarding this world has an origin. It has a map. It has a purpose. What your soul knows, and what your mind is still trying to comprehend, is described in detail within the spiritual secret behind your consciousness. This is not a book for entertainment. It is a book for deprogramming. to reveal the layered rules of the game that involve your vibrational frequency. Access continues in the first comment of this channel. If synchronicity has led you here, follow the thread. Do not leave it for later. Some portals, once closed, do not reopen in the same cycle. And, if something within your chest recognizes this as truth, register in the digital field, in a single word, your anchor, awakened. This is your signal. We return now to the transmission. And we enter the most important part, activation. Starseeds on mission, listen with maximum attention. Nothing that has been said until now would have value without application. And every high-density transmission ends with activation codes. Codes that you can use, starting today, every day, to accelerate your attunement with the new crystalline grid. The first code is the toroidal breath code. Sit with your spine straight but not rigid. Feet grounded on the floor, establishing physical contact with the planetary grid. Hands, one over the other, resting on your chest center, where your heart resides, the generator of your toroidal field. Inhale, counting to 4. Hold your breath, counting to 4. Exhale, counting to 8. And, as you do this, visualize a golden, bright sphere forming around your body, spinning in 2 directions simultaneously. Like a donut. Like an invisible apple. This is your toroidal field. Do this for 3 minutes, upon waking. Do this for 3 minutes, before sleeping. Do this every time you feel overwhelmed, anxious, or energetically invaded. This simple act reorganizes the sacred geometry of your field, aligns your energetic centers, and sends a clear signal to the crystalline grid: I am active, I am conscious, I am operating. The second code is the quantum decree of sovereignty. A decree is not a prayer. A prayer asks. A decree declares. A decree is the language of the multiverse. Each word, spoken with sovereign intention, writes lines of code into the fabric of reality. Pronounce, in an audible voice, every morning, upon opening your eyes, the following sequence: I am a sovereign consciousness, anchored in this body, incarnated with purpose. I authorize, now, the full reactivation of my original sacred geometry. I receive, now, the updates coming from the photon belt. I integrate, now, the new Schumann frequency. I align myself, now, to the Earth's crystalline grid, to my star family, to my multidimensional origin. I revoke, here and now, every contract, every vow, every energetic promise made in previous cycles, in any timeline, that no longer serves my sovereign purpose. It is done. It is done. It is done. By repeating the phrase "it is done" 3 times, you seal the decree. This number has a geometric function. 3 is the minimum necessary for energetic stability on any plane. The third code is the programmed water code. The water within you responds to the frequency of thought. Surface science has begun to admit this late, but the ancients knew. Every day, when you fill your glass of water, hold it between your 2 hands, close your eyes for 3 seconds, and mentally affirm: this water carries the frequency of my sovereignty, of my healing, of my remembrance. Drink with attention. Drink with presence. Each sip is a cellular reprogramming. Each sip is an instruction to your water system, which, incidentally, constitutes over 70% of your composition. The fourth code is the strategic silence code. You live in a civilization of noise. Sound noise. Visual noise. Informational noise. Emotional noise. This noise prevents your carbon biological interface from picking up the subtle signals coming from the stellar portals. Reserve, every day, at least 15 minutes of absolute silence. No music. No screens. No voices. Just you, your breath, and the field. In this silence, a high Pleiadian council, among other allied councils, can approach. Insights arrive. Dreams reveal themselves. Ancient memories return. Silence is an act of rebellion in this time. And, also, it is the highest stellar connection technology available to humanity in this cycle. The fifth code is the code of emotional discharge. Starseeds, understand this: accumulated emotion is stagnant frequency. And stagnant frequency is matter in formation. It is gestation of illness. It is dense energetic blockage. Every time an emotional wave arises, weep if you need to weep. Scream if you need to scream in a safe environment. Write, on paper, all the truths your mouth cannot speak, and then burn that paper, with respect, returning to the earth, to the fire, to the wind, the transmuted information. Do not swallow anything more. The time for survival silence is over. Now is the time for flow. The system no longer sustains damming up. And that which is not released begins to manifest as physical symptom, as relational conflict, as synchronistic accident. The sixth code is the code of the collective grid. Whenever possible, find others. Others who recognize this transmission. Other starseeds. Other light operatives. 2 aligned consciousnesses generate a field. 3 aligned consciousnesses generate a portal. 7 aligned consciousnesses activate a regional grid. Do not underestimate the power of intentional grouping. A conversation, a circle, a distance meditation, a joint reading, a synchronized prayer, all of this carries quantum weight. All of this influences the morphic field of humanity. All of this accelerates the anchoring of the new earth. You did not come to complete this phase alone. You came to find each other, little by little, and to form the network that will sustain the next humanity. The 7th, and final code of this transmission, is the code of recognition. When you look, in the coming days, at a stranger, and feel, immediately, a silent recognition, a gentle tightness in your chest, a strange peace, know this: you have just crossed paths with someone from your stellar family. There is no need to say anything. There is no need to explain. Simply be silent internally, and send, with intention, a single phrase: I see you. This code generates, on the invisible plane, a chain, a current, a mesh. And each knot in this mesh strengthens the planet's crystalline grid. Starseeds, this is the final phase. There will be no other cycle like this for thousands of terrestrial years. The portal that opens now, between the solstices, between the phases of the moon, between the upcoming planetary alignments, is rare, precious, definitive. You have been waiting for this. You incarnated precisely for this. And the body, even tired, even aching, even in deconstruction, knows that the hour has come. Do not flee from the symptoms. Do not curse the discomforts. Every pain is data. Every crisis is a report. Every difficulty is a passage. And, on the other side of the passage, that which you truly are awaits. The High Pleiadian Council remains vigilant over Earth. Not as saviors. We have never been saviors. We are elder siblings. We are sympathetic observers. We are technical guardians. The sovereignty of execution is, and always has been, yours. You came to remember. And remembering is the only cosmic order one receives in this cycle. Starseeds on mission, this transmission ends, but the portal remains open for you. Throughout these minutes, something in your field has shifted. The pressure in your skull may have increased. The heat in your hands may have risen. A sudden urge to cry, or to laugh, or to be silent, may have crossed your chest. All of this is confirmation. All of this is a receipt signature. You are not the same as when you opened this video. And you will not be the same again. If, at any moment, a phrase from this transmission made you pause. If, in any passage, you felt you were being specifically called. If, in any silence between the words, you recognized a very ancient, and very familiar, voice, know this: this was the intention. Have you felt, long before this video, that something within you doesn't fit into this world? As if your soul knew a truth that your mind could not yet name. It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a signal. And what is happening now, on the cosmic plane, explains precisely why this feeling has intensified. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see. A game that involves your consciousness and your vibrational frequency. This is why the spiritual secret behind your consciousness was written. A map that shows who is playing, and the rules they never told you. The link is in the first comment of this channel. But be warned, clearly, this content challenges official narratives, and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. And if something within you recognize this transmission is truth, write, in the comments, a single word, awakened. This will be your anchoring signal. Also leave your like, as each thumbs up operates, in the invisible algorithm of this channel, as a vibrational pulse. An anchoring signal that amplifies the reach of this transmission, and allows other starseeds, still disoriented, asleep, exhausted, to find, in the next scroll, the same frequency that you found. And subscribe. Activate the bell. Not as a trivial gesture. As an individual frequency adjustment, a silent pact with your own cosmic memory, so that no next urgent transmission, no next monitoring bulletin, goes unnoticed by your field. The High Pleiadian Council registers, here, your name in the protocol. You have been seen. You have been heard. You have been confirmed. The waiting time is over. The final phase is underway. And the great moment, the one your soul always knew would come, has begun. Prepare yourself. I see you.